Baruch Boreno, blessed is our Creator. Blessings and greetings and blessings, blessed souls, in this most existential moment. We continue with our next humble effort dedicated primarily for the Torah Meditation Club and for those who want to see this video, whether it be in Facebook or here out in YouTube land. In the last couple of videos, we've talked about the moral imperative of meditation, and if those who forgot can go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 4 until about verse 20. We've also talked about the fundamental imperative of Hisbonenus, meditation, as brought down in the Mishnah Torah by Rambam in Hilchos Yesodei Torah, the laws of the foundation of the Torah. Now I'd like to give a historical point. From where do we learn that even the ancients were meditating? One such person was Avraham Avinu, Abraham. And the Rambam writes in the laws of the service of idolatry, known classically as known as Hilchot Avodah Chachavim V'Chuchotehem, the laws of how to serve idols and their statutes, meaning how, by learning about what is idolatry, we should avoid idolatry, not to serve idols. So the Rambam writes, and I'm quoting here from the Maznaim presentation of the Mishnah Torah. This is on page 23. Now, Rambam grew up in Ir Kasdim and among foolish idolaters. Even his father and all the people around him were idolaters. And actually, Avraham, young Avraham, was engaged in idol worship himself. However, his heart started to explore and he gained correct understanding. Now, in the English, that's what it says, but in the Hebrew, there is a hint, a remez, to the process of Hisbonenus, one of the foundations of the Torah, because the language of the Rambam is, and I'll read it to you in Hebrew and then translate it again, Ad shehisig derech ha'emes or emet, v'hevin kav ha'tzedek mitvunato ha'nochona, until he comprehended the truthful way and understood the path of righteousness from his correct understanding. Now, the word tvunato or tuvuna is something which will be discussed at length by the Mittler Rebbe, the author of Ner Mitzvah Torah Or, with elucidations by the great Chassid of Hilamei Parich, what tuvuna is. Quickly, we'll just say it's the emotional attributes which are dispersed from one's understanding. So we see that Avram Avinu was in fact involved in his bonanut his bonanus in her understanding, because the Mittler Rebbe explains in the second chapter or Os Beis of Shar Yuchud, the book of unification, the gate of unification, that in order for one to release, to reveal to oneself and to others understanding how to break down, to simplify deeper understandings, one must have tavuna. So obviously Avram Avinu was engaged in his bonanus, deep meditations, to get out of the quagmire and the environmental situation that he was in, the conditions where he was, where everyone was serving idol worships, or idols, I should say, idol worships. They were idol worshippers who served idols. With that being said, we're going back to the preface of the Shar Yuchud, the gate with the gate of unification, where the Mittler Rebbe mentions in his preface to the book that this book, or his intention, was for the good of any person that seeks God in truth. And the name that he used for God was Elohim, which is indicative of how the Most High is the source of all judgment and even contraction. Meaning, if we want to seek the Almighty in truth, we must not only see what is obviously testimony about his greatness and his love for the creation, but even those areas where our minds are a little bit foggy. So we have to break through the fog and the dark clouds of our consciousness, basically our amharatzas, our lack of knowledge of pristine Torah teachings of divine instruction known as Torah, in order to gain that truth, which we cannot totally rely on just recognizing the great things about the Creator. We must also come to realize there are small things in the creation which are just as much give tremendous testimony how the Creator is caring about every single detail in the creation. And we'll conclude now plucking from the Kabbalah packet from Shar Yuchud, from the Mittler Rebbe by Rabbi Yossi Markel, Rabbi Binyamin Walters, and Rabbi Mordechai Markel. And we'll just quickly summarize that in order to understand the effect of hisbonenus, meditation, inner understanding, how it affects 5 general levels of the soul, he references back that this has already been explained at length at another work by himself, the Mittler Rebbe, called Consciousness Pilus. So hopefully in the next presentation we'll talk a little about Consciousness Pilus and then segue back into the Shar Yuchud. In the meantime, Ahava Chad, one love, and let's our meditation center on removing hatred, jealousy, and unneeded competition in the world, which will give us a taste of Yemos Mashiach, the days of Mashiach. L'hamshich, to be continued, Bez Hashem Yisbrich, with the help of the Most High.